Check. Vader Games in the building. I'm hoping the levels are there. Please let me know in the chat if everything is good. Let me adjust this. Edison in the building. What it do? I'm at the doctor right now. I won't be able to hear properly. No worries. No worries. Edison, you're here. That's what matters, man. I hope everything's good with you. It's just a routine checkup that you're going through. Thanks for tuning in to the show. We have a good one. It is a special one. It is a special one. The Mancunian Way is in the building as well. Afternoon, my man, my guy. Okay, I'm gonna let the room fill up a little bit as I kind of go through, the standards, right? So please let me know in the comments if my audio is a little messed up or if there's anything that's kind of off. I'm messing around with a new setup. My audio is a new setup. So please let me know if that's cool. Another thing that I'm messing around with, I don't know how much it's going to play into the show this year or today, I should say, but I've got what should be the first one? You know what? This is let me know if you hear this.
Flawless victory.
Let me know. I'm messing around with a soundboard. I don't know how it's going to blend into the show, but I want to make it part of the show. So it's been a part of my gaming life. I want to see if it actually be part of my my Manchester City Why Always Me Vader Games TV channel life. All right. So first things first, my peeps, you come first. And my peeps, my city people, my rivals, my frenemies, this is a channel for all. And I appreciate all of you tuning in and supporting it. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me for the first time, hit that subscribe button, obviously. New, watching for the first time. But also, if you've been here before, it's your second time, third time, you haven't subscribed, please make sure to do so. Hit me up with a comment if you're watching this on a rerun, on a replay, and share your feedback. I got a few things to say, and I'm going to do my best not to get choked up as I talk about it because it is huge. Let me also put these comments on board. Dudley in the building, what it do? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. You know what? Yeah, well, I'm gonna address it right now. Two things. I was left with an incredible, kind, well-written comment from my last video, what I posted last week, and I've been typically doing these once a week, if able, depending, balancing work, balancing family. I'm able to do more than one, then I will. But the show that I did last week got a fantastic comment, and I'm not gonna expose anything, but I mean it's public, it's on there on my channel. But person just took the time to show appreciation, shared about what they saw with the growth of me as a creator or as a host or whatever with regards to the show as a person, and then also as a fan, and made a point to also comment about some of the really some of the growth and improvements with this channel. So it was very appreciative. Thank you so much. And it's comments like those that mean the world to me, and I wanted to make sure to share that today before even kicking off the show. And another thing too, completely unexpected, thankful for having asked for this channel. As you know, it's growing, it's early beginnings. I haven't I'm very appreciative. I believe I'm at 135 in terms of subscribers, and obviously the goal is 300 and so on. Full disclosure, this channel itself cannot monetize until it gets to 1,000 subscribers and then a certain amount of views. But the support and the kindness, because that's exactly what it is, to want to help this channel grow and improve, and things have kind of happened gradually. But the support to do that before even this channel getting to a monetized element has been huge. And for those of you, and you know who you are, I thank you, and I thank you directly. But to go out of your way and support the channel um, before it's even at high levels is very appreciative, and I wanted to again extend that over the show. I know I've done it privately, but if you're watching this, and I know you are, so when you're watching this, I hope you see how thankful and grateful I am. So I want to thank you again. It's never asked, it's never expected, but to receive support through PayPal um, is huge. It's huge, and it's making me it's inspired me. It's going to continue to inspire me. Even comments, monetarily or not, the support has me wanting to just bang out this channel and make it even better. And I think today's going to be one of those shows. I'm obviously the first half of it is going to be me, typical why always me, Vader games, talking, interacting with the comments, sharing my points, and you see the topics here on screen. You see the topics on screen. But then on the second half, I sent out the link, and I'm going to, I hope, be able to interact with some of the crew, some of the fam with regards to this channel, if possible. So that's going to be the second portion of it. Let me put these comments up real quick. Football and Chills podcast. No worries. You tuned in. That's supportive enough. Thank you so much. Mancunian Way goes, he's a good lad as well. He supports you and me a lot, and I want to join you in thanking him. I won't mention him, but I know who you mean. He's amazing. Absolutely, absolutely, Martin. Mancunian Way. Thank you so much. Big Morgan in the building. What it do, my guy? Thanks for tuning in. You haven't missed anything. I haven't even done the proper intro, but you see the topics on screen. You see what we're about to go through. And like I said, the first half, me. Second half, hopefully get some of the call in, some of the panel. And then we get into the unscripted. I'll show you the shoe game for today and so on. But first things first, my peeps come first. We got to run the intro. Let's go. Okay. Intro clean. Levels, volume, microphone setup good. Lighting's looking clean. We're going to get right into it. Let's hit it. Let me see what else, maybe comment wise, before I get right into it. Live and dangerous. Live and dangerous. Football and chills. My guy, True City fan, Patrick in the building. It is. I'm looking to make it second part, so I will be sending out a link to make that happen if available, if possible. But again, the beginning's going to be how we do it. All right, how we do it. So let's go. Football, EPL football specifically, was missed. Was absolutely missed, and that was the reason for. Funny enough, Patrick, genius. And that was the reason for the sad face in my thumbnail. That was the reason for the sad face in my thumbnail. There was no football. And I understand the circumstances and the reasons behind it. All right. Agree or disagree for those of you out there. It was what it was. But I missed it. I missed football. And what I say over here, I missed European football. I know it's not just European, but I missed football. Over here in the States, in North America, American football kicked off first weekend for it. Okay. And you'll see at the end of the show the team. Hopefully you can guess the team that I support based off the footwear that I show you. It's all themed. I got to think it's all themed. But I missed football. I was sad to not be able to watch football. Not only is it a great pastime of mine, but it's a chance for me to also enjoy the time with the fam. All right, my daughter's getting a lot more interested in it. My son as well, and I like the weekends when we have that chance to kind of go over it. But I missed it, and I'm so glad that it's back. But it's coming back first with Champions League. All right, no delays with the Champions League. But as we talk about the EPL and we talk about some of the expectations, what we've seen, I wanted the momentum to continue. All right. we all know, City fans, we know that the match that we are going to face was going to be against the Spurs. Great test, right? And a great test because, again, the bogey teams, right? Quote unquote, the bogey teams, the teams that have been bothering us, Tottenham Spurs were one of them. And I wanted to see how we would have handled Conte and how the Spurs have been organized. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that they scare me. And funny enough, even past years, past seasons, I can't say that the Spurs scared me, but there's just something. There's just something about it that just has us not play at our best. All right. And I see the comments filling up, and I'll get to the comments. But I wanted that test. And obviously, because games got canceled, or I should say postponed, because they got moved into a later part of the calendar, and we'll figure out and know when that's going to happen. But the games got postponed. So that test isn't going to happen. We'll see where that game falls for when it's going to affect us. I don't know when the gap's going to be, but it will be a big match. Not only will we be better as a team later in the season, because we're going to be more familiar with each other as the players have played, but the same goes for Tottenham, the Spurs, Conte. Obviously, it's a second season, but they picked up a lot of players this past transfer window, so they're going to be better gelled. I think it's going to be a huge test, and maybe it's going to be a big decider when it comes down to league rankings, or league standings, I should say. So that game got postponed. Now I have to focus my attention on the Champions League, and I'm going to get to that later on in the topics as you see what I want to see versus Tottenham. I'm going to get to that, but let's be honest here. Not only us, rivals, pundits, neutrals, all of them, sorry, I hit the microphone there. All of them have kind of like already concluded that it's City's Premier League this year. It's City's title. We have it to lose it. Is how they've kind of labeled things. I don't think it's right. I think there's still a lot of football to be played, but they've kind of favorites are City. Okay, I get all that. Now let's take that. Let's just park it. Okay, not to say that we have to agree, because we know we have to play. We know there's a respect level required. There's no assumptions being made. We need to play our games. But let's just take that and say, okay, City one, second through six, right? Second through six is wide open. It is wide open if we really think about it. And I'm not going to put the standings on screen because that could get a little long. But we obviously have Arsenal, top of the league right now, right? We're second, joint second maybe. Tottenham, third, right? And then despite despite the current standings, we have to we have to make, I guess, the typical assumption that it's going to have Chelsea, United, um, do we dare say West Ham? Who who do we want to kind of put into that top six mix? And I want to ask the questions within the chat as I put up the current comments, but I want to ask the question in the chat: who from your original season kickoff or ideas, who has changed? What's kind of changed your mind with regards to some of these predictions or top six? But this top six is wide open, 2 through 6. And let me put up these comments. Mancunian the way goes, I mean, pigskin or or soccer. Sorry, football. Ha ha ha. Hey, when you have something missing, you need a substitution. Football, European football was missing. What's the natural substitution? American football. It's tough. It's tough. Arsenal game off, by the way. Yep. There's many games. And I get it. I know the quote unquote controversy or assumptions that games should be able to be managed, and police staffing and security can actually be better coordinated to make everything happen with regards to some of the ceremonial things, funeral wise or burial wise, to the games being played. But nonetheless, games are being postponed anyways, and We'll see where those games are going to fall. City Blue Peter. Don't know a Spurs fan who enjoys the way they play. Having said that, they are bar Tuesday night are getting results with it. That's true. Despite the Champions League and how they played, they are getting results as tired as their football is. Them and Chelsea, although Chelsea have a new manager, Potter, we'll talk about that. But yeah, that football was tough to watch. Absolutely tough to watch. Was impressed with Newcastle when we went up there. Not just the team, but the whole city is buzzing. Yeah, they've got an energy. They've got a belief. They've got a almost new life. Like, let's go. So Newcastle do show a lot of promise. And I'm curious if you guys can hit me in the comments if it's not too long. Danny in the building. Yo. Um, Let me know your six. Let me know your six. Because as it stands right now, Arsenal 1, City 2, Tottenham 3, Brighton 4. Brighton no longer have their manager, so let's see where that goes. Man United 5, not gonna lie, surprising. Chelsea 6, Liverpool 7th, Brentford 8th. All those teams, I would any of us, barring Brighton, I think, because Brighton's going to struggle now with that huge change, wholesale change. But barring Brighton, would you be surprised that any of those teams that I just mentioned were in the top six? Is any of us going to think that Liverpool is going to remain outside of the top three? Right? I prediction wise, I had City, Liverpool. I had Arsenal fourth. No, that's a lie. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, and at fifth, I actually had West Ham. We'll see how realistic that goes later on this season. And I actually had United at sixth. I need to see a lot more. I know United's off to a good run. Like Newcastle, they've got a whole belief manager, whether it's new manager bounce or whatever it may be, but they're grinding out some wins despite the slow starts and against two clubs that they would hate to lose to. So I'm curious to know what your top six is going to be. I'm not willing to change my six yet. Not willing to. I need to see a few more things happen, but transfer window's over, and I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna stick to my six. We got City Blue Peter in the building. He goes City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, United, 15th. Ooh, I love that 15th part, right? That's the city in you. I love that. I love that 15th for United. Newcastle. I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna revisit this show. I'm gonna revisit this show later in the season. Keep that there, City Blue. Keep that. Now, the reason why I still have Liverpool at second, despite right now being seventh in the league, all right, is because Liverpool need to finish second. They need to finish second. And last week, I know that you guys, and if you missed it, tuned in, please check out last week's show. But there was a new introduction where I know that I know that there's some frenemies. I know that there's some rivals that kind of tune into the show, and sometimes they don't want to be surprised by some of the harsh talk that I may have or some of the things that I address. So I've added this section. For the rivals. So you can prepare yourself. And it's called the earmuff section. And how you know it's the earmuff section, I will put earmuffs at the bottom of the tag so you can see you can see comment wise. You can see that this is the earmuffs. If I'm a Liverpool fan, I don't want to be listening to Vader right now. Vader is going to be crushing my team, or he's going to be talking some real stuff, and I don't want to hear it. He's going to be talking some real stuff I don't want to hear. Not only is that a good warning for the rivals with regards to the sections, but if you're tuning in, and it's going to be, you got sensitive ears, you're going to see this.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are going to get so
Earmuff it. Earmuff it if you got sensitive ears and you don't want to hear the real. You don't want to hear the real being spoken to you. all right, or spoken about your club. That's what that section's all about. But the reason why I want to get into this, Liverpool need to finish second, is because there was this whole big talk about, you know, best best Liverpool team, Klopp being the guy, and it's between him and Pep, and that whole propaganda or narrative. For that narrative to actually hold true, not only not only do you have to reflect on what Klopp has done and what Liverpool's done over the past seasons, right? But this season's important as well. If they are not pushing City to win the title and in close proximity of second, then it does put this Klopp Pep era in real jeopardy. It really does not exist, because you're going to have another year where it's not a City and Liverpool season, right? 2 seasons ago, it was City and United, right? This season, the way it stands and way it looks, if Liverpool is outside of the top 2, it will be a problem. This Pep Pep Klopp era, it dies. It will not happen anymore. It will not happen. Got it. Omo in the building. Omo knows. My guy Vader, big up the non-emotional football fans. Hashtag Arium in the building. Hey, I had to put that section out there. I needed, and again, I'm respectful. I'm respectful of obviously my peeps. I'm respectful of my rivals, my frenemies, and I just want them to know. All right, I just want them to know. Earmuffs, you're safe. Dudley goes City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Newcastle, West Ham. That's twice. Okay, so between you and City Blue with Newcastle, you know what? I'm gonna look at them closer. I like how they played against us. No lie, I like how they played against us, and that style of football will be rewarded with wins because they're on the front foot. I don't know about this Chelsea stuff though. I know Potter coming to Chelsea is a good switch up because that Tuchel ball was terrible, but I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to look at that. But yeah, this Liverpool need to finish second is a real thing. It is a real thing, and if they don't do it, I'm gonna be ready to say this Pep Klopp era never existed. Wasn't real. It was hoped. It was hoped and wanted and wished for, but it didn't happen. So top 6 predictions, we got those in. Thank you. And if you're just tuning in now or if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comments. I read every comment, I respond to everyone. Let me know in the comments your top 6 predictions. Because I think it's gonna be fun to go back and watch and reflect at a later date and maybe assess whether it's player injury, whether it's player form, whether it's managers just making bad calls in terms of tactics. I think that'd be great to revisit.
Vader, Vader, Vader games.
Now, what I want to see, versus Dortmund. And let me, you know what? Let me take a second real quick. Let me look here. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm trying to make this clean. Let me see here. Apologies. Let me also do this because we went through kind of like the first round of topics, and I'm gonna check the GC real quick. All right, sorry guys. I hate having dead air. So I was letting know in the GC, and I'm gonna also let it be known over Twitter if possible. But what I want to see, in this Champions League game is, and this might sound boring to you, so bear with me. but I want Pep to continue to do what he's doing until it's figured out. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to do that? Like, I'd rather I'd rather I'd rather Pep not show his full repertoire, not show everything that he has designed, right? Like tactically, um, player like starting 11. I'd rather him kind of hold off, see whether something gets countered or how it gets countered, and then inject something new. I would not be mad at seeing the same 11. I know that's wild. I would not be mad at seeing the same 11 that we saw previously, that we saw play in our last match. How it seems ages ago, ages ago. Also going back, we got Big Morgan in the building. Dudley also says Chelsea could end up fifth. Yeah, yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. I know you had them third, but they could be fifth. And Big Morgan goes, Liverpool won't sack Klopp if they don't finish top four. Yeah, and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. And this is going to be a topic for a future show. But this quick to let players go, and I should say managers go, is nonsense. Like it shouldn't be um it shouldn't be the quick decision. And the reason why is you hear the argument that it's easy to replace a manager than the squad. Okay, yeah. But sometimes you have individual players within that squad that bring the morale, bring the intensity, bring the urgency, bring the professionalism of the squad down. So you've heard the expression like um, one bad apple spoiling the bunch. Sometimes that is the case. Sometimes, and I think if most recent example, if you want to look at how Chelsea may have dealt with, and wrongfully so, because I don't think it was this player's problem, but how Chelsea shipped out Lukaku or how Arsenal shipped out Aubameyang, right? Sometimes it's the player that a few players need to go to set the standard and show what the expectations are within a club. And I disagree. I think the reason why you have the Arsene Wengers and you have the Sir Alex Fergusons and some of those long reigns in terms of managers throughout the years is because you have that level of consistency. And the quick fire of managers, you're not going to be able to establish that. You already hear Chelsea fans are the first to do this. A new manager comes in, the players of that previous manager now no longer count towards the manager. Like the quality that you have in terms of the squad, no, this new manager now in at Chelsea need their own players, right? That actually should have been an earmuff moment because a harsh reality many Chelsea fans don't want to hear, and they're quick to throw out that excuse. But I think it's easier to get rid of some of the players that aren't pulling their weight, that aren't playing to the levels. And that's something that we're seeing heavily over at Liverpool. Klopp finishing second, I don't think he's out, nor should he be out. He should be given time to fix things. I believe he's there for another 3 years, 4 years. Finishing outside of the top 2 should not be an instant fire. Now, my expectations for Dortmund. I love And I saw the video recently with regards to the training session. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys and girls are like this. But I'm now watching some of the footage that cities posting on YouTube, and I'm watching the training sessions to see who's playing, see which available bodies are out there, right? And every available body was out there, with the exception of um, was it Stone? I think it was only Walker. I think Walker was the only body that wasn't there. Laporte I saw working out there, Stones as well. I don't I don't think they're ready to jump into a Champions League match tonight and play, but great to see them back in training. If I'm going to predict my squad, and I'm going to be looking to do this, um, hopefully, hopefully with the crew, with the fam, whether it's True City, Pitch Points, um, Mancunian Way. Maybe the preview may not happen, but definitely talking post game. And I believe the preview actually already happened on football and chills. So definitely check them out. Okay, but my expectation would be, my prediction would be trusted Ederson in goal. Trusted Ederson in goal. I know what he means to City. I know exactly what he does and why he's so effective for us. He starts. Then I want Gomez left. I want I want Diaz. I want Diaz left center back. I want a Kanji right center back, and I'm gonna want Cancelo at right back. That's the back line that I'm gonna want. In the midfield, given you know what? It would be wild for it to have Gundo, KDB, and Rodri, but I want Silva, KDB, and Rodri. I love Gundogan coming off the bench. I love that, and I know that it's a second option in terms of like observing how the game's being played and him getting on the pitch. And forgive me, I'm going to make sure I do this. I'm going to make sure I have that link that allows me to do the formations and starting 11s. I'm going to make that part of the stream. I think I have a lot of screen real estate where that can be populated right there on the screen. And it can be nice and clean. So I'm going to make that happen moving forward. Also, at attack, automatic, we know this. Automatic, Holland in the middle. There he is. Champions League. I'm going to want. I'm going to want. This is wild. I'm going to want Foden on the left, and I'm going to want Mahrez on the right. I'm going to want that to be the starting 11 because I think we have different options in terms of subs that we can easily adjust. The versatility with our players. Silva could easily start in the midfield and play out wide on right wing if Pep sees something that he wants to switch up and maybe move Foden around, bring Grealish in. There's so many options there to mess with, and I love that. I love that about the team. I love that about the squad. So that's what I want to see versus Dortmund. I'm also going to be studying really closely, and I think every City fan needs to be doing this. There's a lot of hype around Jude Bellingham, a lot of hype. We, as much as we're going to be watching our team, as much as we're going to be watching City, we need to be watching Jude. Let's see whether the talent's there for him to actually be considered as an option. Because, and no disrespect to the current players that we have, but we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic and take into account that there may be Gunnigan moving on. Let me know in the comments if you agree to that, that that he is moving on and that he should be moving on, and whether we should go and do as much as we can to retain him. He's in great form right now. And the same thing goes for Silva. There's no hiding it. There's no trying to ignore it. He is going to be moving on, whether it's based off of an improved salary, whether it's based off of playing in a different league. I think Silva is on the way out. We need a. We're not going to have another player like him, but we need a player to replace him. So we got Silva, we got Gundo next year. So let's look at Jude. As much as we're watching our team and how they perform, let's see how Jude plays against us. I was impressed with how he played against us 2 years ago, and he was 2 years younger. Let's keep that in mind. I just think with a proper manager, we'll get the best out of him, and he'll work well for us. All right. We're gonna, you know what? We got to hit the earmuffs. We got to do this proper. Got to do this proper.
Vader games.
All right. Please, Chelsea, don't be too sensitive, Chelsea fans, but I got to talk to you real. This may come across as a rant, but it's not. I thought this through, and I want to share my perspective with you and with all of you, so you understand, right? So you understand.
Max, can you earmuff it for me? We are gonna get so.
So Todd B, has another bad idea. I guess I'm being disrespectful by saying another dumb idea. Shouldn't say dumb, but it's another bad idea. Came up with a formation of a 4-4-3 Wyland, Wyland, and now he's introduced a potential or a suggestion for an all-star for EPL football to have like an all-star moments within the season. I'm and this isn't anything new. If it is new because you're tuning in recently, haven't known, but I'm based out here in Toronto. I'm Canadian. Okay. The the benefit that I have out here is obviously many of the North American sports and the time zone. It's easy for me to consume and enjoy and watch. I can confidently say that if you think of American football and their all-star portion, which is why am I going blank? For them, they have what the heck? It's so bad that I've forgotten it. So they have their oh my gosh. They have the NFL All-Star. Used to happen in Honolulu. Pro Bowl. Oh my gosh. That is wild. I need to have breakfast. Um, they have their Pro Bowl, okay? And their Pro Bowl is based off of conference, right? AFC, NFC. It is horrible. It is horrible. It's at the end of the season. It's obviously based off of player coaching, the best players by position, and they have an all-star game at the end of the season. It is trash. It is absolute trash. The money in the sport is at such a level that there's no real incentive to play the game at a high level or with any intensity because what you do during the regular season actually means more important. And then there's also the fact that it's such a physical sport that you're not going to risk injury playing this all-star, um, you know, for the fans type match. It is horrible. MLB, Major League Baseball, all-star is in the middle of the season. Not, it's not a physical sport like that. So, there's no contact between players generally. Um, Pitching, hitting, running the bases, throwing, but they have an all-star aspect that actually works pretty well. It actually works well because the pitchers can play at a high level, they can manage their effort, and then hitting the ball, doing their thing, it actually works. And they actually have a home run derby, right? So a home run contest where it is what it is. Like the batters tried to hit the ball at the park and they have that. That's a great competition. Fans love it. That works. But NHL, hockey, not so much. Again, it's a very physical sport. NBA, there's physicality in that sport. It happens mid-season. There's so many matches. That match, meaningless. Players don't play it in any type of intensity, and they've actually had to change the format to try to get the intensity there. I say all of this. I say all of this because the game itself, the stars, whether what Todd said was North versus South, and now you're going to actually have rivals amongst clubs on the same club playing together. It is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Okay, two bad ideas in a row. The 4-4-3 doesn't make sense. All star Doesn't make sense. I don't know where you're gonna find time not only to put these matches happen because it's not happening mid-season. Does not work. Postseason, that doesn't work as well because we know international play, players need breaks. The way it's already designed, there is no gap. I don't know what you're gonna take off to make this work. Does not work. But I'm not gonna kill it completely. Okay? Here's where I am objective. I am going to listen to the idea and provide a different perspective. This is Vader Games. This is why always me. All right. I'm going to share with you my point of view on this one. The the point with the all-star that I do agree with, that I do like, is when you now think of Major League Baseball and they have the home run derby. When you think of NBA All-Stars and they have the three-point contest, they have the skills challenge. And I believe that they also have some type of skills challenge in the NFL as well, more so with the quarterbacks and their passing accuracy. If they added if they added a skills challenge similar to that, and I don't know where it falls, but if there was some type of celebration with regards to football from a skill standpoint, and we all know some of the drills, whether it's shots inside the 18-yard box or outside the 18-yard box and, you're smashing targets, right? You can see who has the best long shot amongst certain quote unquote all-star players, right? We could put to bed some of these debates. We can take some of the for you FIFA heads out there, we can actually see in real life which players have that accuracy with regards to shooting. We could see which players have the accuracy with regards to passing as well, right? Or even speed with the ball, speed without the ball. There's those elements, but an actual game being played like versus, it's going to be tired. It's going to be bad. It's just going to be bad. So I know I'm killing the idea. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, but this all-star idea is horrible. Should have vetted it first before expressing it. It's bad. Skills, skills challenge, I'm with it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it because that's something that you can actually take kids, young adults or whoever, like kids can actually watch it, see it, and then want to take that back and replicate it, right? That would be amazing. Let me go to the comments. City Blue goes, who ensures the players, the clubs, the league, or the people who put on the event? Can't see it ever happening. Just not been part of the culture. Think they did it once back in the 80s for FIFA, for FA. Yeah, you know what? Again, I think the player liability and all that comes down to the league. This is gonna have to fall under FA. It's gonna have to be an FA event. For now, again, from a money revenue profit generating, I see it. Sorry. I see it because it's now another outing, right? It's now something pretty unique because it's not just like two teams and maybe the few star players that kind of come, but it would be like now a gathering of all of the best players within the league, how they get voted on, and that's another story. But from a visual standpoint, to actually want to witness it, trust me, watching a game of all stars and them playing will be dull and boring. It's going to be terrible, absolute terrible. Hello Banga goes, big up to the chat invader. My guy, thanks for tuning in. Angel goes, yo, what it is. And Dudley goes, I would. What about players out of contract? Oh yeah, players out of contract negotiating in the off season for this all-star. They're not doing it. They're not risking. And that's why I say the game being played cannot happen. The game being played cannot happen. Now, a recognition, a demonstration of skills, that's really all that can really happen. That's really all that can really happen. Dudley goes 4-4-3, 12-man squad. Yo, man was wilding it. Man needs to keep his ideas to himself and think it through first. Crazy. So I crushed that a little bit in terms of this Todd B another idea, but it can't happen. It won't happen. And let me know in the comments. Share this with others that you may that have different points of view. I'm interested in hearing from them. Sticking with this whole Chelsea theme right now, and I can't help but point out that Potter, as much as many of us see him and what he delivers as a manager, as a coach, um, I think it's going to be kind of crazy to hear this, but we may actually we may need to not judge him on his Chelsea stint. I think him going in, season's already started. Players are going to have to adjust to him. He's going to have to adjust to the players. He's bringing in his coaching staff. That's all great. But to come into Chelsea like this, judge him year one, I don't know. I don't know if we can, because I think this season is set up to fail. A manager not being part of the offseason, not being part of the, I should say, part of the preseason, not really being there for some of the decisions being made. The owner Todd Bowley being in managing like thinking of two managers, Tuchel at the time and now Potter. It's it's not a good run. It's not a good setup. So I think Potter is set up to fail in year one. He's definitely set up to fail year one if the expectation is to win a trophy and to challenge for the league, right? That's an expectation that could have easily been set for Tuchel, right? He would have been going into his two and a half season. It would have been based off of players that he was a part of in terms of selection. That's an expectation that could be set for that manager based off of that setup. Potter, I don't know. And I know Chelsea fans are quick to tell you about their expectations, what they challenge for, what they're a big club and all they expect is winning and challenging. So far in the Champions League, challenge for trophies, what Tuchel did twice, not having scored in those finals based off of that terrible football, but two finals nonetheless. And then top four within the league. Don't know, don't know if Potter should be set to those standards. Not to say that Chelsea fans, you have low standards. I think based off of context, based off of the situation, you can't put that on Potter. It's temporary. It's year one. Let let him let him let him set up his kitchen before he can actually start cooking. Right? I think you're setting him up to fail if he is to win a trophy and to challenge for the league. Set your expectations right, Chelsea fans. I know that's harsh, but I think that's where you need to go. Let me go to the comments. Angel goes, I just got here, bro. What's the conversation about? The conversation is topic wise was kind of like on screen. I was talking about Potter, his what should be expected of him year one. And I appreciate you tuning in. You're new, hit that subscribe button, help grow the channel. If you know others like you that like this type of content, want to be a part of it, whether they're City fans, whether they're frenemies, whether they're rivals, share the channel. And the topics here are on the screen. All right. I ran through the earlier ones. I'm now about to actually address the final topic of the day. And I appreciate you tuning in. Man, I've been out of the game for so long. I have no idea what's going on. Hey, well, you've tuned into the channel. You're going to know what's up. Tune in weekly to Beta Games TV. This show, Why Always Me, um, it's for fans like you that follow the EPL or follow football, period, want to have a convo, share your points of view, share what you know, share what you, or even ask questions. Again, I answer, but I don't have all the answers. Now, we got to get into it. We got to do this proper.
Fader games.
Okay. We haven't had EPL. We're back to having EPL this weekend. Last matches we saw was Champions League. We're about to see a Champions League match tonight versus Dortmund. I shared with you what I wanted to see, but I have the pleasure at times to be able to, while working, plugging away, to just go on Twitter, jump in some of the spaces, and hear some of the convos. And the convos can span from not only City fans and the City fan, but also rivals, as in Chelsea fan groups, Arsenal fan groups, Liverpool fan groups. United fan groups are tough to listen to because their reality's different. Their reality's different. But and Chelsea fan groups you're sometimes listen to, but for the most part they're locked off. J equals R, that's where they at. Combos are very private. It's just for them. Um, and they don't even want any ears within there. Who knows what they discuss, but they're a sensitive group. But when you're able to get into some of these football fan chats and everyone's just conversing, sharing their thoughts and ideas, obviously pushing out some agendas, some real propaganda. But when you're able to be in those spaces, you hear a lot and you're able to be a part of some of the combos. And one thing I want to stress, and this is me talking to my City family right now, or let me just talk to all fans. Don't get triggered when you know that a deflecting tactic is being thrown out there. Don't get triggered when you know that a changing the topic is being thrown at you. Don't get triggered when the success that you're in should be the topic at hand, but they want to divert it to something that can't be proven or discussed until a later time. And that, for you City fans, this should not be no surprise. But early success in the league, we're not even top of the we're not even top of the league right now. Early success in the league, but we're not even top of the league. That's Arsenal. We're second in the league. And obviously, how we're playing looks really good. We're getting better with every match. But when it comes down to a convo within the league, within the players, within the squad, to then get shifted and dragged to something that can't be concluded until May, and in particular Champions League, don't get triggered. If a rival fan, if a frenemy, if an enemy comes at you and says, "Yeah, but what about the Champions League? What are you going to do in the Champions League?" Don't get triggered. Stay calm, stay chill, and say, barring no injury, no, barring no catastrophic injuries amongst the squad, we're one of the favorites to win it. Simple. Can you say we're winning it? No, it's a tournament with the draw that needs to happen. You don't even know what side of the bracket, who you're going to be facing. It's impossible to say. But to say, based off of what we're seeing right now, that you're confident that the team can go far, own that. Own that. Don't get triggered by some of these rivals that want to say, "Yeah, but are you winning the Champions League this year?" Don't get triggered if they say, "Since Pep's been here, why haven't you won it?" Is Pep supposed to win the Champions League from year one when he comes to City? No. But with every year, we get better. With every year, we kind of go further. And we know semifinal, final, last year's semifinal. We just need to continue to do what we do. Squad's changing, some bodies out, new bodies in. This Champions League is going to happen. Don't get triggered when these rivals want to bring it up. Okay? City fans, I have to stress this. Don't get triggered when they bring up Champions League. They bring up Champions League because everything else they can't talk about. Can't talk about the league. They can't talk about the player personnel. They can't talk about the levels of scoring. They can't talk about the level of defense. They can't talk about our keeper. They can't talk about any of that. And even with regards to exits and potential players that may leave, they can't talk about that right now either. because that can't even be discussed until January, with the January transfer window after World Cup and the summer transfer window. Let's all chill. Let's remain calm. Let's deal with it. Let's show that we're vets. Let's show that we're poised. Let's show that we got composure. Let's show that we're press resistant. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. Do not get triggered with the Champions League. Let me go to the comments. Angel goes, I'm not new, bro. It's me, Achilles or Angel. Oh, my guy. My guy. Yo. All right, viewers. And for those of you that may be new and don't know this, before YouTube, and I was kind of doing this channel consistently, I lived on Twitch for the majority of the videos that are out there. For the most part, if you go early, it's in relation to me playing FIFA primarily and playing within a league, the IEGA, which with all hopes, it looks like it's going to be starting up again this year. And it looks like the game FIFA is going to be cross-platform, so the potential to play is going to be huge. But Angel is my guy from that league. This guy represented AC Milan, dangerous player as well. So yeah, my God, good to catch up. It's hard, man, because some of these names keep changing, right? I recognize Angel, obviously, but sometimes with the different changes. Good looking out, Achilles. Big Morgan goes, let's not worry, be happy. Absolutely. No need to worry. Let's play this season out. See how the players continue to gel and develop together, and really look at these tactics that Pep's throwing out there, because we know the man's a genius. Oh, I missed this comment from Big Morgan. He goes, Chelsea would be top 4 because they have too many good players. They do have too many good players, but look at how these good players were playing under Tuchel. Look how they were playing. That football was terrible. So I expect Potter to get more out of those players. But I don't know. I don't know. Clinical in the building goes, Vader, are you confident of winning the UCL this season? This is what I'm talking about. The confidence as of right now, I'd have to say yes. I'm confident that we're capable of winning it. To outright say we're winning it, that's impossible for me to say. But really, I think when someone says, yeah, we're one of the 2 or one of the 3, I don't know, maybe we're one of the 4 favorites to win it, that's a real thing. That's real confidence. And that's know that it's going to come down to a serious battle. I want to see how the team plays, obviously throughout the season. See which players fall out of form, or which players get some nicks and slight injuries. That's naturally going to happen because of how intense the league is. But yeah, I'm confident. And I love how the players are playing. I said this on last week's show. I just want us to remain patient. As fans, I want us to remain patient. And the players on the pitch, I want them to remain patient. It could be the deepest, most compact defensive block in the world that they face. I want them to remain patient. Follow the instructions of the manager. Do that to a T. Continue to look for opportunities to score and attack, and the success will be there. The success will be there. And the same thing goes for us defensively. And that's where I'm stressing the most with our club. It's a saying over here. I think, correct me in the comments, I believe it's a saying worldwide, or maybe it's a North American saying. Defense wins championships. Defense wins championships. And we're going to need the same patience that I talk about offensively is the same thing that I'm going to want from our defense. I'm going to want a calmness. I'm going to want a patient type approach with regards to the same way Pep wants the players in key positions when they are on offense and attacking the opponent, is the same way I want to set up defensively at times in terms of how we make things difficult for our opponents to attack us. But that's definitely a topic for another day, and I'm so grateful for this show. I talked about this earlier, and if you guys missed it, for the comments that have been coming through, I'm so appreciative. I'm so thankful. for the actual DMs that have come through and those that have asked and have supported this channel before I'm actually gotten to a point to monetize it. I am I'm extremely grateful and appreciative. And trust me when I say this, everything is going towards improving this channel, improving the content. I want to be smoother with what I do. I want to be able to mess around more and bring some of the extras, to it. You know what I mean? I want to make this
Flawless victory.
I want to make this flawless. I want to make it a flawless victory with the rest of episodes and what come through. I want you guys to love the content, and I want to expand on it. Um, this show, Why Always Me, I'm going to continue to do it in this format down the road. If I'm able to actually continue to do my portion, send out a link to those of you that actually comment and maybe want to be on the show and maybe share your views and actually speak out loud, or maybe be on camera as well. I'm going to do that, but I'm definitely going to do this format. Me sharing with you, me giving me the opportunity to kind of extend the microphone and for you guys to share back, and obviously connect with the fam. True City fan, Pitch Points, Adam, crazy with the Twitter Spaces, Mancuning Way, Martin with his show and channel, and just how we grow as a family. I've built some great friendships. The fact that I've been able to connect with KJ and on many occasions been able to get on the football terrace, and Terry over there, as well as HH Have Hope and be on his channel and connecting with those guys, absolute legends, and jokes. So I love this community. I love what I'm able to do. I love that I'm able to kind of like diary my Manchester City football journey weekly with this. And you guys are able to be a part of it. You guys and girls are able to be a part of it. So thank you for another fantastic show. Before I go, you know what I got to do. It's not there in the comments, but I got to share the shoe game this year. I got to share the shoe game this week. And I talked about it earlier. I so freaking missed football this weekend. So I tuned into American football, NFL, and look at these shoes. Look at these shoes and tell me in the comments if you can guess what team I support. Tell me if you can guess what team I support. Let's go. All right. Let me know based off of what you see. All right. See those? So guess what team I support and tell me if you know what kind of shoes these are. No comments about them looking like boats. Be respectful. Be respectful. Be respectful in the chat. All right. Let me put these out there. All right. See that? Let me know if you can guess what kind of shoes these are. And also, let me know if you can tell what team I support. They won. They won, actually. It was crazy. It was crazy. They won. Were you guys able to hear me? I think my audio might have been messed up. Please tell me you're able to hear me. Angel goes, yeah, it's been a while. Vader, good to see you. Man, good to chat. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the channel, my friend. Clinical goes, love your show, bro. I woke up late today, so I'll have to watch the replay for the most part. Hey, you tuned in, you interacted. I love that. And thanks for watching on the replay. And again, thank you to all of you that have been sharing the channel, those of you that have been subscribing, and not now, but later, if you have to do your homework, if you do some quick searches, let me know. Let me know the shoes that I was rocking today, and let me hear your best guess for what team I may support in the NFL. Thanks for another fantastic show, interacting with my peeps. First things first, you know my peeps come first. Continue to do what you do. Enjoy today's Champions League matches. and catch me on some post matches. If you can, follow me on Twitter, Vader Games. This channel is Vader Games TV. On Twitch, Vader Games as well. And FIFA drops September 23rd, I believe. I'm gonna cop it. I still need to get a PS5, but I'm definitely gonna cop the game. It's cross-platform from what I understand. So support your boy. Check out some of the games that are gonna be happening in the future. But I'm Vader Games. This is Vader Games TV, and this is an episode Why Always Me, episode 45. We're out.